Hey everyone, I've got some exciting news for all you SCHD investors. There's a fresh dividend update. That's right, on September 25th, 2024, SCHD announced their Q3 dividend payment, and you are going to be excited to see this. I'm breaking down the latest dividend payment, the recent increase, and what it means for your ongoing portfolio strategy. Plus, I'll be showing you the updated numbers from our mock portfolio that we talked about. You can check that out, the full video here. I'm just going to provide an update and how this change impacts our dividend growth over time. Stay tuned for some important insights. Welcome to Simply Money. Today, we're looking at SCHD's Q3 announcement. And the news is in. For Q3, they have announced a 75-cent dividend. Now, that's down from Q2, but you have to remember, if you look back at the history, and we'll look here in a minute at the sheet, the dividend has ups and downs throughout the year, but from the 12 months, it has increased. And we're going to see how much that's increased, and we're also going to see how that's impacting our portfolio and how you can grow your wealth and your dividend payments by sticking with SCHD or similar type ETFs and growing your dividend through the growth of the dividend payment. Because we don't just want dividends, we want dividends that are growing, and SCHD is growing fast. Let's open up our sheet. Let's look at our sheet again. And as you recall, back in March 20th, 2024 was the last time we updated this, and we had a 61-cent dividend. And just to refresh you, if you did not watch the prior video, please check that out right here and watch the full video. I'm not going to go through all of it, but this is the $50,000 lump sum payment and how much the stock price was when we bought it back in 2017 and how many shares we would have gotten. And that's a $50,000 investment. Each quarter, what we did was we showed how much the dividend was, what the current price would be, and how much the dividend payment would be, and how many new shares by having the DRIP, the dividend reinvestment plan on. So how many new dividends you could get and what your cumulative quantity would be. And that brought us to our total value in the portfolio. And we went through the increases, the decreases, things like 2020 with COVID and the down market of 2022 and how that impacted. But as you can see where we left off in March, our portfolio had grown from 50,000 to 111,000. We went from 1,109 shares to having 1,404 shares. You can see the price increase from $45 to $79. So what we want to do is update you. Back in June, there was an 82-cent dividend with our portfolio. With that 1,404 shares, we were able to get a payment of $1,151, and that's $75 a share at the time. We were able to buy 14.28 shares because the share price was up to $80, which brought our total portfolio value up to $114,387. Now, for Q3, September 25th, they announced a 75-cent dividend. Now, this isn't going to be paid until the 30th. I'm using the 25th closing price. I will adjust this on the 30th, but it's going to be pretty close to this. So the closing price on the 25th was $84.37. With the 75-cent dividend, we were able to get $1,063 from the dividend payment, which enabled us to buy 12 more shares. As you can see, our share quantity has gone from 1,404 in March up to 1,431, and our portfolio value up to $120,000. Now, for a lot of people, they're thinking, well, the dividend dropped. What I want you to look at is for the last 4 quarters compared to the prior 4 quarters. We're going to go from December 2022 to September of 2024. If you look at these 4 quarters, December, 70 cents, March, 60 cents, June, 66 cents, and September, 65 cents. Notice that trend. December was the highest. Then it goes down in March. It's a little bit lower. But look at March of 23 versus March of 24. It went up only 1%, but it went up. Look at June of 23, 66 cents. Look at June of 24, 82 cents. That's a great jump there. Let's look at September, 65 cents or 75 cents. And if you look at 2022's December and 2023's December, 70 to 74 cents. If you add up these 4 quarters, you get $2.61. If you add up these 4 quarters, you get $2.92. So the year-over-year growth has been 11.87%. That is the dividend growth, the CAGR. That's the amount that the dividend is growing. That's not counting the share price increase. Look at the price of increase. We went from $76 up to $84. So not only is your share growing in value, the amount it's paying you is growing. And that's that amazing snowball effect of dividends and compounding that's taking place. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we have our drip on and that we're reinvesting. But I want you to understand, if you look at December of 23 and December of 2022, that was 70 cents and it went up. Every quarter, it is higher than the prior year's quarter. So we can anticipate December is going to be higher than the 74 cents. And if you look at the prior year, December was the highest month. If you look at the year prior, 2022, December was the highest month. It was the same as June, but was the highest of the months. So I am anticipating that December of 2024 is going to be anywhere between 75 and 85 cents. I may be wrong, could be totally off, but that's my anticipation. But what I'm excited about is this year over year has grown almost 12% on the dividend growth. That means the payment you're getting is growing by 12%. So think about this. If you're living off dividends, when you want to become financially free down the road, you're at the point where you're living off dividends. You don't have to worry about inflation when you have an ETF like this helping fuel your income, because your income is growing by 12%. If I took my income from my SCHD shares from last year to this year, I've got a 12% pay raise. Yes, inflation was high. It peaked at 9%. It's back down to 3%. It's averaged, I think, for the year right around 6% if you average it throughout the 12 months. So I've still had a 6% gain in my buying power simply for my dividend growth. And that's the great aspect of dividends that have a growth effect on them. And I want you to understand that and look at that. Leave me a comment. What do you think December is going to be for SCHD? December 2024. Put your predictions down below. Let's see who gets the closest. We may all be disappointed. We may all be surprised. But I want you to look at this. Look at the dividend payments, your quarterly payments. See how they have grown just in these last few years? Now your 3 out of the 4 payments have been over $1,000. That's great growth. Again, remember, this is a portfolio that we started in 2017. It's a mock portfolio with a $50,000 investment. And it has just continued to add to its value by reinvesting dividends and by the stock price going up. You have the increase in value of the ETF and the added shares. You have added 320 shares by simply reinvesting over the years. Imagine this over 30 years, 20 years, even 10 years. We're only at 7 years right now. And look at the phenomenal growth that we've seen. It's a wonderful thing to see the growth. Let's look at our cumulative dividend payment. And since we started this in March of 2017, we've received $20,000 in payments. But remember, for those that didn't watch the video, our first payment was $361. Our most recent payment was $1,000. We've more than tripled what we get each quarter by reinvesting. Our share price has grown 87%. we've gained 321 shares, and we've gained $70,000, almost $71,000 in value. That's the power of compounding. I hope you found this video informative. I hope that you leave me a like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the full video on this SCHD, and then watch this again and see the update and just see the amazing growth. Hit that like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Simply Money.